Welcome to episode 4 of the North and Mouth podcast. And today I am skipping the coffee because I've had 5 before 3 o'clock. So today we're on just the water. So
yeah, just water today.
Apologies. But if I have any more, I'm probably going to have an aneurysm.
First things off today, we're going to have our music choice of the week. This week I selected Die Antwoord, Banana Brain, song I am quite fond of.
You'd be surprised to know I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate this one?
No, I didn't hate it.
Good. Do you have a opinion?
I do. So basically, the first time I'd ever heard of him, I thought it was a lot longer ago than it was, because I searched it out. The first one I ever saw was the Enter the Ninja.
About 10 years ago, maybe.
It was 2008, but in my head I had the early 2000s for some reason. I thought it was because I thought I was still living in Ireland at the time. But I remember thinking at the time, like, I think it's on Kerrang as well. It was played on Kerrang,
probably. And
I thought, what? Why is this on Kerrang? I didn't really get it, and I thought, again, like most of these things, I think they're a bit of a. I thought it was a bit of a joke because it did look it was a bit bizarre because he starts that video off.
It is mental, that video.
But all that design, slightly off topic, that design, I searched that up because that follows through into. It was in that Banana Brain video.
Yeah.
It was on his car.
Yeah.
Same design, and that is apparently South African counterculture.
Zef culture.
Zef culture.
Yeah.
And I read it described as you're poor but you're fancy, you're poor but you're sexy, you've got style. That's what I read
it's
about
an interesting take on it.
Yeah. I thought that was quite cool, but I don't know whether my the way I look on stuff now is a bit different. Back then I was really like, what is this shit? It's Jimmy on Kerrang, it's shit.
Yeah.
This thing was entertainingly bizarre.
It is. It is good. I can't argue with that because I like it. The good upbeat electro. I think is it electro?
Weird. It's weirdly catchy, and a lot of them are weirdly catchy.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, they are freaks. The pair of them.
They're really bizarre. Are they married?
No,
they're not.
Not even together.
I thought they were.
No.
So what was I? I thought they had like a kid together or something.
He's got a kid called 16. He's got a 16 tattoo on his face, but I don't think it's with her.
Oh right, because she's 34. I was searching him up.
Right.
Because he's known as Ninja
and Yolandi Vasa.
Yeah. Also, the band name is apparently in Afrikaans. It's The Answer.
Yeah, he says that in one of the videos. They also have a DJ called God, formerly known as DJ High Tech.
That makes sense now because when you look at the credits in the Banana Brain video, it's
produced by
God.
Yeah, that's the DJ who is totally unknown. Nobody knows who he is. He's God.
That makes sense.
Yeah. South Africa looks like a fucking strange place.
It does, yeah. It's massive. But I was looking at some of the other songs because that one was strange. That was the one where he picks her up.
Yeah, and she ended up tripping out and cutting all her hair off and having a bad time.
Very weird, really weird. But they've got some of his song names are particularly bizarre. You've got Fatty Bum Bum.
Did you watch the video for that one?
I might have done.
I think it's got some sort of Lady Gaga rip-off in the video.
Yeah.
It's very, very strange.
Yeah.
But it is really catchy.
I Think You Freaky.
Another catchy one.
Yeah.
Great.
Catchy. They're all weird. It's so fucking weird. But are we supposed to look on it as... Are we supposed to acknowledge that this is weird? Or are we just supposed to forget that and listen to the music?
I actually did a bit more research than usual on these. And it turns out that they're both privately educated.
Right.
And it is just an entire act. It's just... I think he is mentally unstable. More than her. But yeah, the majority of it's an act.
Right.
I also saw that YouTube has banned them in 240 somewhat countries for unknown reasons. Have you seen the film Chappie?
No.
Robot film with the guy out of Slumdog Millionaire in it. It's really good. Hugh Jackman. And they play two main
Hugh
characters.
Jackman's in Slumdog Millionaire?
No, he's in Chappie.
Oh, pretty sure it wasn't that.
And Yolandi Vasa and Ninja play the two main characters in the film as themselves, and it's mental.
Are they any decent?
it's a very watchable film. It's good. They are good.
In that Banana Brain video, when he drops her off in the morning. It's done really weird because they I think it sounds like they overdub their talking to each other.
Yeah.
It's almost got a bit of Bjork-esque kind of weirdness to it. It's a bit sort of like just weirdly bizarre.
It is a bit odd because she has a very strange voice. She's so high pitched.
Yeah. Especially in that other one, that Enter the Ninja.
Oh yeah.
Let me. I see it.
I need your protection. I need your protection. Yeah, it's
Be My Samurai. Yeah.
Great
really
video.
Weird.
Great song though. Very catchy.
It's very catchy, but it's just like she's got, like you said, a very weird voice. Very weird voice. And I enjoyed them more than I did back then. Maybe I felt that it didn't deserve to be on Kerrang, and I was a bit like, what is this?
That doesn't surprise me.
Can you believe I've mellowed over the years?
Well.
But the thing you sent me was, I watched all 7 minutes and 12 seconds of the video.
Yeah, the videos are all very long. They always seem to have a bit of prologue and epilogue to the videos.
Yes, there was a long story in it. Yeah.
But you are compelled to watch all the way through.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was having to watch it because we were talking about it now, and you'd sent it to me and I knew we'd have to talk about it. I actually was quite interested to see where this was going.
Right.
Because they turn up to that shithole place, don't they? And then she gets off with someone. Then he takes her into a room, and then she's got some sort of light up lingerie set on.
Yeah, and then she starts tripping out, and he's in blackface. At one bit, dancing around. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's another video where she's done that.
Yeah, because she looks like some sort of albino. They've been in the news recently.
They have, yeah. I saw that.
Sexual assaults.
I wasn't sure whether
like that, and I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised either way. Yeah, I'm honest.
An alleged rape, is it, or alleged sexual assault or something?
Sexual assault, yeah.
From him to somebody else, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it someone that was involved in his group, or was it? It was another musician. Or something?
It was another musician, I think. Yeah, in another country. I don't know much about it. I just like the music. It's irrelevant.
When you say you like the music,
yes,
purely for the spectacle, or just because you actually enjoy it? Could you sit down and listen to that?
I used to listen to it when I was working night shifts. It keeps you going. It's very upbeat. I used to drink a lot of Monster and listen to a lot of really upbeat, high energy, up-tempo electro music. I feel like it'd make me drive really angrily if I had it on in the car.
There were sort of bits in it that were like quite 90s sounding parts of it. There were a bit...
Yeah.
It was a mishmash of shit, which makes it interesting, but makes me enjoy it on a different level.
Right.
It's hard to explain, but I'm not looking at it as a... I'm almost looking at it and enjoying the difference. I do enjoy stuff that's different.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's not following a specific path like some previous people that we have spoken about.
Yeah.
Like, you're not. Whenever you see that stuff, you are thinking, "Oh, that's them," and you know it's them.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else seems to follow the same.
As much as it is probably an act, I think they are genuinely weirdos. These two.
They're gonna have to be.
To maintain that level of haircut all year round.
With
the
her
terrible mullets. And,
oh no, he's one. Yeah, doesn't he have like a sort of like it's really like a really receded
really
mullet?
Long at the back, but so does she.
She's got that
weird super mullet thing with
spike
straight across fringe.
Sonic haircut.
Yeah. So all in all, in my quest to find something that I think you'd hate, I've failed this week. Must try harder next week.
It's not in my top 10, and it will never be in my top 10. But it didn't.
It's rated better than Bugsy and Tom McDonald.
Yes, because it's its own thing, and I can enjoy it for being different, not just watching someone be a sheep.
All right, fair enough. What about Tom McDonald's This Is If I Was Black? Is that him being a sheep?
That's him being a fucking moron.
Yeah, fair point. Right, so you wanted to talk about Logan Paul fighting KSI?
Yeah.
All right.
Initially, from the stance of... Because without sounding like this massive boxing purist and going like, I shouldn't be doing this, right? Because like when CM Punk went off and did UFC, it was sort of quite embarrassing.
He weren't great.
He wasn't great.
He
it was awful.
But he's all right now, I think. He's won a couple.
No, he hasn't.
Has he not?
He lost 2.
No, ignore me then.
You might be thinking of Brock Lesnar.
Could be.
Who is a legitimate monster.
Yeah.
But this one, I got this thing about like you're looking at people that have just got like a YouTube fame and they're a celebrity and everything, and then they're talking about this fight as if it's like a legitimate fight. You've got people that have trained since they were a child, and to be a boxer, and they're getting, they get to that point like a really like high level, and they're selling out places and stuff. And this is just some sort of like shitty YouTube feud or whatever.
Well, I don't know who they are. I'm peripherally aware of the names.
Likewise.
I don't think I'm the target demographic, but I did have a look into it, and KSI is some sort of musician.
Right, yeah.
According to his YouTube bio, and Logan Paul does a vlog.
He does, yeah. I mean, he does all this. It's not my type of stuff, like watching his stuff. It isn't at all. But mine was the main issue of the fact that it's getting a lot of publicity. They did a press conference for the second fight a while ago.
Oh, I watched the first several seconds of that before it became unbearable, and I turned it off.
Yeah. What's good to watch is, True Geordie?
No.
All right, well, shout out to True Geordie. He was doing, I think, because he commentated on the first fight that they had, but him and this other bloke did a reaction video to the press conference, or like the big thing. And on this press conference, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a bit where there was this woman interviewing some other guy. I don't know if he was like a boxer.
I think I watched the first 5 minutes, and there was a guy who claimed to be a professional boxer. And
she she was asking him stuff like who do you think's gonna win or something like that, and then he's like, oh well, there's gonna be a winner and a loser, and like it was a shit show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hate it. I have kind of I'm slightly torn, because I don't agree with just we're giving these people like YouTube celebrities hey, you're a fighter, you deserve a lot of money to sell. It's in the Staples Center, I think, this one, and I'm pretty sure they're saying sell it out.
Well, the first one sold 21,000 tickets
in Manchester.
Sellout. We're in Manchester.
Manchester, yep.
1.3 million pay-per-views, which is unbelievable.
But they'll have a lot of following. Regardless, there won't be boxing people; they'll be their fans, and I do get that.
True.
And this is where I'm a bit torn, because.
But then they were on Twitch and YouTube as well, so the viewing figures were just racking in the money.
Yeah.
For 6 rounds in head guards. They were head guards. It weren't even full
But they're
boxing.
not in this one.
Oh, whoopsie fucking do.
Oh yeah. But
also the first fight, they drew.
They did, yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Not very often.
You have 3 judges for a reason.
It looked like there was 2 from what I was reading.
That doesn't happen. You have 3 judges to stop there being a draw.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not massively common to get a draw. I mean, to be fair, Tyson Fury drew against Deontay Wilder last year. But that was like, because everyone hates it, because it's like,
yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if that was a bit sort of
it were a setup
to make a bigger thing.
Yeah.
But my main thing is I fucking hate Eddie Hearn. You aware of Eddie Hearn?
Vaguely.
Boxing promoter.
Yeah.
I could never really sort of explain the best way to describe him, but I saw it written down last night: a walking bullshit machine.
Right.
His dad was Barry Hearn, was a sports
caster.
Like a promoter.
Right.
Was famous for boxing, but he put on fights with Eubank and Lennox Lewis and Nazim Hamid and stuff like that back in the day, and he's kind of followed in that, but he's universally sort of just hated because he's such a walking bellend.
Right.
And when they bring him in to mic him up, what am I talking about? When they bring him in to sort of interview him after a fight and whatever, the whole crowd boos him. He's just full of shit.
That must be great for your morale.
Yeah, well, he's just. But there was a brilliant one where Tony Bellew was fighting, and he I think it's when he beat David Haye.
Right.
And Eddie Hearn came running into the ring and sort of went, yeah, and then Bellew turned around to go and see his team, and Eddie Hearn was like and grabbed hold of him, and basically Bellew just fuck off, and you could see it in his face, him just going like that. But he has taken up this fight.
He's following the money.
Of course he is, and partly you can understand that, but partly it's like when you get something, say like in the UFC, where it's like fighting purists, and you know we want to see the best of the best and stuff like this, and then when you bring in people like CM Punk, where you bring people in just for the money, are you dulling down that product? Are you making that sound like, oh, don't give this?
When you throw Conor McGregor into boxing, and
yeah,
it's just for the money.
Yeah, exactly. And there's Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
he's fighting this bloke, Masvidal, I think his name is.
Yeah.
They were joking about doing the baddest motherfucker in the game belt.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And like, it's funny, but don't make it, because it's a bit. It
cheapens it.
Yeah, it cheapens it. Yeah, and I think, is this cheapening? Is this Logan Paul thing cheapening boxing? And especially when you've got that cock end. He's up there going, okay, guys, okay. I said I'd only take it on. No egg guards, go pro. Yeah? And then the two of them are sort of like they're, fighting, doing all the shit that they've seen other people do in press conferences to hype it up.
Oh, yeah, I saw a bit on the way in. I think it was the way in.
Yeah.
And it was so overacted. It was so cringy. It were unbelievable. Where he put a wig on and pretended to be the other one, and it was just, what are you doing?
I know, it was blur.
On the press conference that the few minutes that I watched, there were a great moment where they were at a crowd outside the Staples Centre waiting for him to turn up, and there was a very tight zoom out.
Yeah.
Where it didn't zoom out at all. It just kept the 8 people that they had in the crowd.
Yeah. So it's wild down here. That's another thing that True Geordie goes on about.
It's crazy down here, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I was watching, when I was watching it, I went back, because I kind of saw bits of the first fight, but I went back and watched bits of it.
Well, the only bit of the fight I saw was the highlights of the 6 rounds, which totaled about 40 seconds. I think the highlights were narrowed down to 40 seconds, and I weren't impressed.
No? Well, I've
seen better fights outside the pub on a Friday night.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't last outside on one of them.
No.
Yeah, I found it a bit... I find the whole thing... I don't know how to feel about it, because I kind of feel like it does cheapen boxing and the vision of boxing, because you can go off and do these crazy stuff, and then it gets to a point where people might go, oh, God, this is...
It does. Maybe me and you should do a KSI Logan Paul thing. Some sort of special episode.
Yeah. See, I feel... Viper versus Mountain it seems familiar there. I just won't be
definitely squash your head.
I wouldn't be stupid enough to fuck about shouting at you.
We'll see.
But I would definitely use the poison, because that was a great shout.
This week's coffee we have poison.
I'll get the spear out.
Yeah. All in all, fuck those idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, fair play making money, but fuck 'em.
How much money? I'm not sure I heard how much money, but say people like, what's his name, Tyson Fury, and like how much money they're getting. I'd like to see when this is all done. Like,
well, I think Logan Paul was briefly in a Bradley Martin video on YouTube, and he went to his house, and it's unbelievable, mate.
Of course it is, because they've got... I had a bit of an insight into how much people earn online. And I think I looked at that PewDiePie bloke.
100 million subscribers he's at, I think, at the minute.
There's a website that I was shown that you can see how much people are... Like, it's kind of like a general average, but you can get an idea of how much. And I'm pretty sure it said in the region of something like 6 to 100 million annually, just from the YouTube monetization bits. This isn't including like promotions,
advertising,
or the advertising
live
part
shows or whatever else to do.
Yeah, and any other streams that you might have. So that just think about that. But I mean, Logan Paul will be getting a lot of money from that. But this, if you're selling out the
21,000 seats in Manchester and 11 minutes in Staples Centre,
exactly, and the amount of people that are going to get it
pay-per-view, there'll be fees for the YouTube one. They'll charge you to watch it on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we should organise one of these fights.
I feel I probably would do. You tire. I feel.
Yeah, fuck cardio.
So you sent a couple of news stories to me.
I did, yeah.
Over the last few days. It's going to be sort of it's a general sort of
feel.
Bit
of a rant and how I feel about the state of England, I suppose.
So the first story
was picture of two women, fat women. There ain't a nice way of putting it. Crammed onto a mobility scooter. And when I say crammed on, one was squeezed into the seat and one was sat on the footwell with her legs on top of the mud guards. It was disgusting to see. They were both dressed as scum. It's the only way I can describe it. They were scum. And I just think the sheer laziness that you must have to think squeezing yourself next to some dobber's feet in the footwell of a mobility scooter is unbelievable. The mindset of these people is just, it's crazy to me.
What was the general gist of that story then? Was it just like
I think it were a builder had clocked them driving past and videoed them going past, and just the ridiculousness of it. It's just ridiculous. Some of the comments on it entertained me though. Mm-hmm. There were one that said many meals on wheels, which I thought were great. Greg's on no legs or another. It's not been well received by the public, this video.
I can imagine.
Just appalling people. The other one was a mother of a teenage lad. Remember this one? Who said, "It's not my fault." This mother of the teenage lad who went blind at 17 because from the age of 2 he'd only eaten sausage, chips, crisps, white bread, processed ham and chocolate. That's all she'd fed him, because that's all he would eat apparently. Now growing up, if you didn't like your tea,
go hungry.
Yeah, you go hungry. You eat your food. If you were unlucky, it'd be there the next day.
I'm amazed that I can eat broccoli now.
Yeah, I can imagine. She said, well, she blamed the NHS and she said, "What could I have done?"
Be a fucking mother.
Yeah, do you want a list? Feed your fucking child properly. Step 1. If it's an issue, you know, genuinely could have had any reason he couldn't eat stuff. Get some supplements.
They did mention supplements in that interview.
There was, they did. He was given nutrition shakes and supplements by the NHS, and she said, Harvey physically couldn't do it. It was hard drinking these milkshakes. Do you know what else is hard? Being fucking blind.
Yeah.
Really hard.
I did notice though that, because how old is he now?
17.
He wasn't. I would imagine when you sent me the thing that the actual story, I thought he's gonna be like, he's gonna have to be fucking wheelbarrowed in because he's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
He wasn't fat.
No, he didn't look healthy, but he wasn't fat.
It was a bizarre situation as well, because when I was listening to him, because they had that woman on from the NHS, didn't they? I think they were berating her about, and the woman's going, well, and then the mother turned round to this bloke and started. She kind of referred. She said, "Yeah, because that's when we started doing the supplements, wasn't it? I thought,
no, there's no way. It's down to you.
It's really weird. It was really weird the way she was referring to him as if like it's us that she was.
Then again, he's an adult.
Yeah, pretty much.
Should be feeding himself at this point. The NHS is not a babysitting or child raising service.
By 17, you're cooking your own stuff, really, aren't you?
Without a doubt, cooking for your family, if nothing else.
Yeah. But even getting him from school and just
making whatever.
The more culinary challenged amongst us can still do a sausage sandwich.
Yeah. Well, he ate sausage and white bread, so he potentially could have been doing. It's the vegetables that were missing.
True.
And you know,
True.
white meat, red meat, everything else were the issue.
Yeah.
Anything of any nutritional value at all were just absent from his diet. And to get that bad that your corneas are failing.
Is he all right now then, or is he still blind?
It didn't really say. It said
No.
he went legally blind at 17, so I'm guessing it's not come back properly.
Definitely because of that.
Yeah.
He didn't have some sort of condition.
No, they said it was severe vitamin deficiency.
Was I hearing it right? Was there a fuck up? Was there a fuck up with supplements, and he was supposed to get supplements or something like that? Because this woman came on and they were asking her about. I couldn't even make out.
From what I read, I didn't see the NHS being at fault at all here. Cause
No, 100%.
supplements shouldn't come from the NHS. You can buy them in every supermarket in the country. Buy them in every chemist in the country. It's like people that get paracetamol from the NHS. It's 19 pence. Buy your own fucking paracetamol.
There is it ties into that sort of blame culture, doesn't it? That it's sort of like,
I've not fed my child properly. He's gone blind. Well, I can't be at fault. So it must be the NHS who's not told me that he's going blind.
I do get it upsets me if I'm in a shop and I see someone walking along, like I see a woman or a bloke, whatever, walking along, and they've got kids with them, and it's all just processed shit in there.
Yeah.
Literally a trolley full. I'm not trying to sound like some sort of...
No, I've worked in supermarkets and I've worked on tills. And it's upsetting to see sometimes. And they'll come through and it's just piles of frozen meals and there's not a fresh vegetable in sight. Now, I'm a big guy. I like my food. But I still eat vegetables.
You do veg. You do veg.
Occasionally. I don't like processed food. I avoid it wherever I can.
Yeah, I feel rough if I've had too much shit.
You feel it. You have McDonald's, you're 99 times out of 100 feel terrible later on that day.
It's great going in though.
Yeah, but coming out's terrible. Dreadful. Jesus wept.
I'll tell you what else is terrible coming out. Spicy enchiladas.
Spicy enchiladas?
Yes.
You have an issue with spicy food though, don't you?
I've got no issues with it going in. I've got no problem with that.
The exiting.
The exiting is always an issue. But when I say not always an issue, I did go through a patch where chili seemed to be like turning my stomach into a bomb.
Yeah, that'll happen.
But do you know when you do that? You know when you do those farts that are so bad that you gag yourself? Because normally, to quote Fat Bastard in Goldmember in Austin Powers, everyone likes their own brand, don't they?
Yeah.
When you know that it's when you get
when you're going, fucking hell, that's a bit ripe.
That's when you know there's issues. And you haven't even got to the toilet yet.
Yeah, that's not good. How did we get onto this?
We were talking about shit, and we just
a
natural
subhuman scum. I think we were talking about.
Yeah. What else could I have done?
Yeah.
It's natural selection. Let them die.
It could be. Yeah, but the sad thing is it would be the child that died.
True.
Not the mother.
True. And it's not just that feeding that
it's setting him up for life.
Everything.
Certain
attributes. When you see like benefits and stuff like that, touchy subject. But I got, I think we got. You know when you get those statements in that say like your tax and what your
it's
tax
gone towards. Yeah.
What is always at the top.
Oh yeah, it's social. They call it social, don't they? It's unemployment and
basically. I did start having a rant about this before, and I think she said something like, "No, but it's not this." I was like, "Yeah, but it's predominantly that."
Yeah, I sort of get it to an extent. Some people end up out of a job, can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't be made to starve.
No, however, there are people that now this grinds at me. This does because for a brief period of about 4 months, a couple of years ago, I was made redundant, and I was out constantly trying to find something, and it got to the point where I had to go and sign on, and they said basically in that 4 months, they wouldn't give me anything. I didn't get anything in that. I didn't get anything at all.
All right.
Because of the reason they gave was that the time that I had been working, I hadn't built up enough credit to get that. I thought, so what if you're one of these lazy cunts that never works?
Never had a job, yeah.
How do they build up fucking credits?
No, I've never been in a job centre. They're fucking awful looking places.
Honestly, I don't want to sound like there are some people that go through shit times and whatever, but there are waste of space that
scumbags.
Scumbags. And this place, when you go into like a government-related place or whatever, like there's desks.
There's always a vague sense of depression lingering in the air.
This place had bouncers. Because the amount of people, and they've got security guards constantly walking around the offices and all this kind of stuff. And they were there because the amount of people that kick off that ain't got my money.
Stopped or whatever.
Yes. And are we too soft on people like that?
I think we are, definitely. My mate were unemployed for a bit and he was telling me he went to the job centre and he was sat waiting to go in for his meeting or whatever. And people were treating it like a social club.
Yeah.
And it were like, they've no intention of ever getting a job, and why would they? When all the bills are paid, council tax is paid, they get the money for the fags and the booze, and where's the motivation to go and get a job working 40 hours a week for minimum wage and being on less money?
There was some woman that I saw it last night, I searched it up. I think it was, I'm not sure how recent it was, but she had been claiming for a couple of years for like child care, like, whatever, and disability allowance. She was living in fucking Spain.
Yeah, I can believe it. And
I think that she was claiming for the kids, and she hadn't even got her kids with her at that stage. And I think it was something along the lines of what was it? She's gonna, the amount of money it was something almost to $100,000, something ridiculous
that she'd accrued over the years,
and she had to pay. But they ordered her to pay it all back, but at a rate of about £14 a month. So,
if you've got, now my mate got his window broke in his car. And they caught whoever did it because they left a screwdriver that they smashed the window through on the seat. Got his fingerprints, caught him. £1 a month over about 5.5, 6 years in a cheque. He got a cheque every month for £1 because that's all this guy could afford to pay back.
I'm sure he just lives at home and lives off of.
He won't have ever had a job.
Yeah,
just whatever he can scrounge out of people's cars. Unbelievable.
I don't know. How come self-respect doesn't come into it with these people?
It's taught.
Cool,
self-respect.
Of course it is.
These will be from generations of scroungers.
Mm.
These will have been 100 years ago. They'll have been your beggars and your draft dodgers and things like that. Then the parents will have been. They'll be the first to claim on the job seekers and the sick, and then they'll have kids because they get more money for having kids.
Like those people that had the massive home and she was getting pissed off that they weren't allowed to have the home next door so they could knock through and look after 14 kids or whatever she had.
Compulsory sterilisation is potentially something to look at, I think, for future.
Can you imagine if there was some way, like if everybody was born sterile, right? Everyone was born like that, wait for it.
Right.
But
you had to earn the right to have a child.
You had to, yeah. In the same way, you couldn't just like adopt a child without you
have to prove your right to have a child.
Yeah,
society would be a much better place.
Yeah,
it genuinely would.
Exactly, and there wouldn't be overpopulation. There wouldn't be.
I think we'd probably die out as a race because the amount of people that would qualify. Most people can't even get a dog from the RSPCA.
True, but at least you wouldn't be having people just popping them out constantly.
Popping out 8 kids because if they have the 9th, they get a bigger house or they get next door to knock through.
And what does that teach? That teaches the same thing to every single one of them.
Each one of you 8 kids, you go out and have 8 kids and you'll have a big house like this and you'll never struggle because somebody else will pay all your bills.
The sad thing to see is when you're at school and you see the rough kids in school and you now see it like 20 years on, you're seeing the same process.
Their kids are going to school to be the rough kids.
Yeah. The amount of people that there's people that I went to primary school with, and I'm pretty sure I've got kids that are like over 10.
Yeah. I'm sure there's somebody who was in my year at school who has a child that starts high school next year.
Yeah.
That's one that I know of, and I'm sure there'll be more.
I know. I think
I'm not even 30.
I think me and Simon are, as of are the only people that don't have kids. I think you are about 4 years younger though, aren't you? 4 or 5?
Yeah, I'm 27.
So 4 years. It doesn't really make much of a difference really, because there are people that have them fairly young. I mean, there was people that were having them at like 12 and 13.
Well, my school weren't that rough. weren't that rough, I don't think.
No. 13. I can't even remember. I think I still had Action Men at 13.
Yeah, I think it was Crash Bandicoot all day, every day.
13? Yeah. Honestly, 13. It's. I don't think. I wouldn't even have known. Well, then again, you never know. Really.
Yeah, I can't even remember that far back, but I do think your idea for earning the right for children it's a winner, that one. It's the first time I've heard that.
Or you strap on a chastity belt onto every female.
Yeah, every child that's born.
Have you seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, the Mel Brooks Robin Hood spoof?
I think so, yeah, it was a long time ago.
She's got a massive metal chastity belt.
Yeah, I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, the thought that would actually be that would make sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That would make way more sense, and you wouldn't have so many people. It really does depress me seeing. I mean, there are like we said, there are people out there that genuinely
struggle. They end up out of a job for whatever reason. They get made redundant, or
there's people that might have an accident and need the aid.
But the people that are genuinely playing the system, blatantly obvious. There's an easy way of doing it. Drive around your local council estate at 2:00 in the afternoon. Anybody in pyjamas. Stop the benefits.
Yeah, you do notice if you're in I've got a 9 to 5 weekday job, but you do notice when I have like a random day off.
Yeah.
And you go somewhere, you think, fucking hell,
yeah,
the amount.
What time is it?
Yeah,
Why are they in pyjamas?
Or not even that. When I've been here and I've thought, oh, I'm off on Thursday. I'll pop into town and do that because it will be quiet. It's like Saturday afternoon.
Oh yeah, it's heaving during the day, and it's.
That's like, I understand people do shift work, but. This many people?
Yeah. No.
But it makes... We have those programs, like when you... Do they pay people? I mean, obviously not anymore, but do they pay people to go on Jeremy Kyle?
Yes, I think they used to get a night in a hotel and £500.
Fuck off.
Seriously, that was what they got for going on.
£500?
I think so, yeah.
That would be the only reason they would go on there, is because they're getting that, to shame yourself into that. And when you get Benefit Street and all this stuff, you get those programs.
Yeah, I never watched that. I heard about it, but I couldn't bring myself to watch it because I knew I'd be so angry.
Oh yeah, you can feel your blood steaming.
Yeah, no, it's probably not good for my blood pressure.
No, it really isn't. Fucking scum.
Yeah, scum of the earth. Get a job.
Get a fucking job.
So for this week's rant of the week, you wanted to talk about cyclists.
I fucking hate cyclists. I hate drive anywhere when it's slightly warm on a nice day. These fucking pricks come out in a big fan out, 3 or 4 abreast.
Yeah.
And then you're behind them, and you're like, fucking, and then I fucking hate the Lycra and all that shit.
Oh God, yeah, there's no need.
I hate it.
You go to the gym, how much Lycra do you wear?
Surprisingly little.
Yeah, little to none. I get that we have to share the roads with these inconsiderate arseholes.
And they are inconsiderate arseholes.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, but there's some things that would make it easier to share the roads with them that I could think of. Ban them at rush hour. For a start. No cyclists, no tractors on the road between the hours of 8 and 9:30 and 4:30 and 6:30. It's not unreasonable. Consider your placement on the road. Don't drive in the middle of the fucking road so nobody can get past you.
Or do this.
Oh yeah. Drive on the pavement.
It's
There's
really
nobody on
not
the
difficult.
pavement. You should be on the pavement.
It's really not difficult to go in a straight line.
No.
It really isn't.
In single file.
In single file, yeah. But no, we have to do this. We have to go round. And that there is a serious arrogance with cyclists.
Yeah, it's almost like they forget that I'm not going to be hurt if I run into them.
Yeah, exactly.
There'll be zero consequence for me if I hit them and drive off. No one's going to find me. The cyclist dead, who's going to know?
Because of those the fake license plates you've got.
Yeah, I stole them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're not mine.
The big thing that gets me is they don't pay road tax. Why the fuck are they not paying road tax?
Road tax isn't road tax, it's an emissions tax.
It's a fucking road tax. What's with the sorting out? Does road tax not go on sorting out roads as well?
No.
That's council tax.
Yeah. I'm not advocating for cyclists, but what I do think, if I have to pass a test to drive on the road, so should they.
Of course,
If
yeah.
I drive a car, I have to have a licence. If I drive a motorbike, I have to have a licence. Drive a pedal bike, why the fuck don't they have a licence? They go 30 mile an hour, the same as a car if they're going downhill.
Oh god, yeah.
Well, why no licence?
It's the serious arrogance of them. Like I was saying, the amount of videos you see. I saw a video where someone had posted it up, and I think the person posting it up was like one of these militant cyclists that have to put up a thing going, look at how bad the rest of the public treat us,
my
right?
GoPro. Oh.
Yeah, fucking I've got a GoPro. This video was in London, and it was the road. So the cyclists were in the left-hand lane, the far left-hand lane, and there was a lorry in the middle. And the way the road went, the left-hand lane went left, and the right-hand lane became the left-hand lane after this junction.
Yeah.
These cyclists stayed in the left-hand lane
To go straight on.
to carry on straight on, and then when the lorry comes in, because it's a big fucking lorry as well, he then, like, the bloke's going banging on the lorry. It's like, what are you doing, trying to kill us? And then he stops. And what the fuck are you doing? He's like, he said that you're in the wrong lane.
Everywhere.
And he's basically just gone, go back and look at the road. You've just gone the wrong fucking way there. You've done that wrong. You're in the wrong. And when it was explained to this fucking idiot, he turns around and goes, it's what everyone does in London. Oh, that's all right then.
Oh, yeah, that's all right then. Yeah.
You can behave like a complete
People get
cunt.
stabbed all the time in London.
It's just what
It's just what
happens.
everybody does. Yeah, it's just normal to go to London and get stabbed.
Rules apply to them. If you genuinely hope if you do something like that, you get fucking knocked down because you don't get back up again from that.
Yeah, but again, if they had a licence and they could get the licence taken off them and banned from cycling, would it make them think, do you think?
I saw another one, and this was genuinely put out as like a, you're allowed to, this is justified in doing this. There was a van, and again it was in London, had gone down the road and had come close to this cyclist who was weaving all around, and the thing was from the GoPro was from, of course, on the cyclist, and then it kind of sped up, so this cyclist followed them, which
Why?
is kind of, if it was anybody else, if you were then stalking someone, but you're allowed to do that when you're a fucking cyclist.
Yeah.
Catches up with them, and this person jumps off, grabs hold of this van's wing mirror, and rips it off.
I have seen that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then cycles off as a van stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
As if that's a totally justified thing to do.
That's criminal damage.
Yeah.
Does that
if
not
I were
apply?
driving along and somebody cut in front of me and I then jumped out and kicked the wing mirror off, I would expect to then have to back that up with a fight.
And get done for criminal damage.
Then the police would turn up, somebody would have it on video, and I'd have to pay for the damage. Because it's cyclists doing it.
Yeah. It seems to be perfectly justified for that. And I understand that a lot of me is just moaning because whenever you drive out, they're in the way, and I'm being slightly impatient. But when you act like a fucking moron,
Like a BMW driver.
basically a BMW on two wheels, you're weaving, stuck behind some the other day, two of them together, having a chat.
Yeah, not going the road speed, just dawdling along.
Dawdling along and doing that.
Probably rush hour. If you were driving about, you're probably coming or going to work and
Just chatting.
yeah.
And then
slowing.
and then like after a good 5 minutes go,
Yeah,
sorry, did you not realise there was a road?
3 miles of traffic.
Yeah, there's a road here. Cars use this. Yeah. You, by all means,
Yes, but you see, I'm not contributing to the ruinous of the world.
God. I think if there's nobody on the pavement, that's where they should be. If only for their own safety. And safety of my car.
Safety of your car, so you don't damage your car.
Yeah, exactly. Or so that they don't feel inclined to go and kick my wing mirror off if in case I overtake them. What really aggravates me is overtake a cyclist, you know, big queue of traffic, one after another, go around the cyclist, stop at the traffic lights, cyclist undertakes everybody again, start the whole process again.
Yeah, and go to the very front.
It's illegal to undertake somebody.
Oh no, cyclists are fine. They're allowed.
I don't think they are.
Cyclists are allowed.
Because I'm tempted
to be
every time I see one coming up in my wing mirror to just lean over and open the door.
Yeah.
there's nothing that would make me happy. If they were going around me on the right, I'd be less upset. But it's when they come
it's that middle
on the
bit.
left, it's the undertaking.
I don't like motorbikes anyway, right? I don't like motorbikes. I've never liked motorbikes, and people that go on, I don't like them. Don't like them at all.
Yeah, you made that abundantly clear.
I'm making it again.
It does not like motorbikes.
Do not like motorbikes. When you're going on the motorway, and then they will go in between the two cars when you're doing 70. They'll just go in between.
If you're in traffic, I can appreciate that. Fair enough, but
creeping up. No, but you need to know. There's rules of the road where you need to know. Like, is this one going to be? I know if I'm in the left, then you know I'm not in. I'm all right here if I'm doing this speed, but in the outside lane, I've got to be either overtaken or whatever, and I can't undertake from the left. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
Bikes just come in there, and then you get these things, the big signs that go, "What? It's summertime. Make sure you look out for cyclists."
Yeah.
So we're basically saying, look out for fucking stupid people because they're about today. They're allowed to act like cunts. Anyone on two wheels is a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
I don't like two wheels.
Fair enough.
Obviously, there are some nice people.
Is there? No,
there isn't. I don't like bikes. Motor propelled or pedal propelled.
Kids on bikes, on the pavements, off road, whatever we want to do. Rock on. It's when they're causing being a danger. I think they become an issue.
But the onus is on you to watch out for them, because bless them, they're allowed to use the road as well.
They are allowed to use the road as well, but again, it's more dangerous for them than it is for me.
Of course it is.
My 2 tons of steel driving down the road.
There'll be less damage to your car than there will be to their face.
Exactly that. Right, and back onto our regular segment of reviewing some hopefully delicious beers. Yeah, hopefully. We've got some beers this week. My mate Luke's hooked us up with some from Beer 52. We've got quite a few ones. Cheers for that, Luke. We're going to start off this week with the UFO Winter Blonde. It's a blonde vanilla coffee ale.
Our previous experience with a coffee ale didn't go down well.
Yeah, this one says flavour adventures departing daily.
Flavours departing?
Flavour adventures departing. And it's a seasonal Hefeweizen and a wintry delight. Okay. Well, it's not as black as the other coffee one, and I've done the same terrible mistake as I always do.
Prick, yeah.
If I've got to drink the foam. Let's set that up. That's not bad.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
There's no sort of coffee.
Maybe it's the vanilla in it that's masking it.
I have a vague vanilla taste. I've no coffee at all.
No, I've got no coffee in that. All I'm getting is that's not too bad. That all I can taste is vanilla and beer.
And the vanilla's not strong flavour.
Not overpowering, no.
No. I'd probably give that one a 7.
6.
6.
7 is virgin into.
Well, we'll give our first ever beer a 7. The stout from
we were
Yankee
inexperienced.
Kraut, but yeah, that were a. You're gonna have to finish that.
At least I'm not going to Tesco's this time.
Yeah.
The last beer review, we didn't have anything to eat.
Yeah, for about 9 hours beforehand.
And I ended up stumbling around Tesco's trying to buy cheese and biscuits. So, but I'm getting a takeaway tonight, so shout out to takeaway.
I'll take the glass. Our second beer today is the Paradise New Ireland IPA. It's pineapple and mango flavour. It looks very cloudy, as you pointed out before. Shall we want to read the description?
Is it as good as Elvis juice?
It starts with haze for days. Because it's hazy.
Flashback to NHS.
Yeah. Haze for Days, a big tropical fruit-forward New England beer, packed with late hops and the delectable pillowy mouthfeel that defines the style.
Pillowy mouthfeel?
Juicy and ever so moreish. And the hops have names. The names are Enigma and Mosaic.
You know the way we chose to start with the coffee one because we thought if that was rank, then these two fruity beers might refresh the palate.
Yes,
pleasantly.
That was a conscious decision that we made.
However,
that is cloudy.
I've had piss that smells like that.
I had piss that looks like that. Oh, it smells pineapple, eh? You're pulling some odd faces there. Not keen?
Ugh.
It tastes like if you had pineapple juice that's gone off.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking more gone off beer.
No, it's gone off pineapple juice. Because I once tried to brew pineapple juice into a cider. It went wrong. And it smelled like that. It smelled like that taste. Go on, out of 10. I'm going to give that a 4.
3.
3 and a 4.
And that's a generous 3.
A generous 3. So that one was better than the coffee porter that we had.
Ugh.
And much better than the peanut butter one.
The peanut butter one was
that's the benchmark.
The drink equivalent of herpes.
That's the benchmark for terrible drinks.
That was awful.
I think that one.
That was really, really awful.
Right, well, on to our third and final beer from Clown Shoes Brewery. Is the Mango American Kolsch, a malt beverage with natural flavours added. So they're not even claiming to be a beer. It's a malt beverage.
Is it beer?
It's 5.5%.
Right.
Good noise. I'll pour it well, this one. Oh, it's very green. That is an odd colour for beer. I've had piss that looks like that as well.
Right, I'm going to regret this.
It's too sweet. Yeah, that aftertaste is whoa. Go on, what's your view on that one?
It already tastes like when you've got the arse of a pint left.
When it started to get to room temperature and it's got going flat.
The one you've left, when you're out and you're talking for ages or you don't want to be out anymore and you're on the last one and you're a bit, I've just got to finish this. Yeah. That is the arse of a pint with mangoes. And a fuckload of gas.
Oh, it's gone through me. I've got all goosebumps on my arms now. It's gone through me. It's horrible.
Anything? Is that one of your 5 a day, was it?
Yeah, it might have been. Well, that mango, clown shoe mango and paradise pineapple and mango, I can go and suck a fat one. They're grim. Right, well, another...
What are you giving that?
Oh, yeah. What did I give the last one? 4. Give that one a 3.
Respectfully, I will give that
Actually, no, I'll change it because I give the last one a 5. I'll give that one a 4. Because it's nowhere near as bad as that coffee one that we had.
3.
Yeah, I won't be buying them again.
Thank you for watching episode 4 of the North and Mouth podcast, and we will see you next Tuesday, you bunch of cunts. Thanks for watching the latest episode of the North and Mouth podcast. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to head over to our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram feed, you can see all the stuff that we're up to. Not that much, it's just talking and shit.